I am back with Doug and Stephen, and I want to talk a little bit about the kind of tools and resources that you use in your classroom. So, what are some of the favorite tools that you use when you're teaching statistics tasks?
Some of the tools that I like decks of cards and dice. Those are things that the students understand and they can work with. But I also use Fathom, and I've written some simulations using R, where I can kind of present the results to the students, splash a big histogram or something up on the board.
Yeah.
So that's typically the approach that I take.
Okay. All right. So when you're in something like Fathom, so Fathom is a dynamic statistics environment. What are some of the ways that you use that?
I use it to do simulations.
Okay.
I use it to collect data. When the students are collecting their data, I have them just go right up to my computer, enter things into Fathom, and we kind of watch a dot plot grow or a histogram grow as they're entering data. And then the students, something funny will happen. Someone will enter a number that's unusual, and the students just jump all over that and say, that value can't be right, or that one's really strange.
Right.
What's going on there?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just a data entry error.
Right. Or sometimes it's an anomaly that we need
exactly.
to, appreciate.
Right.
Yeah. Cool. So what about you?
My tools are going to overlap a lot. Physical tools, cards, index cards. I do a lot of shuffling index cards to simulate random assignment or random allocation, depending on where you teach in your vocab.
Yeah.
So we simulate that way. The pennies, spinning and flipping pennies is a great way to start thinking about inference and chance. I use dice sometimes. The technology tools that I use are also Fathom, a new set of tools that's really only recently been made available and free. Are applets.
Yeah.
And the applets, there's a couple of applet sites that I go to. The Rossman Chance applets
Yes.
are
Those
great
are
for
great.
demonstrating a lot of statistical concepts. There's what are brand new SPA applets. It's for a textbook. I'm not endorsing the textbook, but they're free. It's staplet.com is the website /SPA.
Great. We'll provide those links for you.
Yeah, and they're what I like about those applets is they start with the data structure, categorical, quantitative, one or two, and then they progress from data analysis all the way down through inference. You can't get to inference without thinking about the data first, and that's nice. And then the third set that I like a lot is the Stat Key.
Yes.
By the locks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Stat Key is nice if you are, especially if you're a bootstrapper. I mean, there's the best online free bootstrapping tool to get up and running quickly. But they also have randomization tests and just data analysis, simple exploratory data analysis tools.
Yeah.
So those are my main technology tools that are applets. And then, like Stephen, I also use Fathom quite a bit. It's usually for demonstrations of simulations, because it's really visual. Shout out to Bill Finzer. Thank you. Keep Fathom forever, please. Really.
Yeah.
There's statistical software, but it all assumes that you already know how to do statistics and what the concepts are.
Yeah.
There's not as much. I mean, Fathom is the main, really flexible simulation tool that I use. That I can, without too much of a learning curve, set up simulations pretty quickly.
Right. So I'm just going to give a shout out also to Bill. So Bill and I are actually working together right now. I don't know if you have seen his new online free tool called CodeApp, the
No,
Common
I've not.
Online Data Analysis Platform. And so it is in its infancy, and we have a grant right now where I meet with him every other week, and we are trying to build it so that it has Fathom and Tinkerplot-like capabilities in it, and to continually expand its capabilities. It already can do quite a bit. It doesn't do simulations yet, and that's one of the key things that we're working on. We're working on an interface design for that right now. So some free versions of Fathom-like tool is coming soon.
I look forward to
I
seeing
know,
that.
yeah. Exactly, yeah.
And we've got links to. I mean, so you can get on CodeApp now. But the nice thing about CodeApp is that it's open source. He's building it as a platform. The code is out there on GitHub, and so anybody can take it and build upon it as well. But
Makes stats nerds happy. This
Yes,
guy right
yeah,
here.
yeah,
Oh,
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, teachers need free stuff in their
Right,
classroom.
right.
You know,
And
districts.
easy to use.
Easy to use. That's a real big key. I absolutely agree. Yeah, yeah. So when you're using these different tools, whether they're hands-on or on the computer, how does it benefit your students? What are the why should students engage in those things?
Go ahead.
I think in large part, having an opportunity to manipulate something, to do something,
Yeah.
enter the data and then say, okay, let's take a sample of 10,000 and see what happens, and maybe do that over and over and over again. It gives them, and they like the technology.
They do.
They
do.
they're
And they like the hands-on stuff too.
yeah, absolutely. So I think it just gives them an opportunity to work with something that they're comfortable with.
Right. Right.
So I think the biggest benefit is when you start with physical simulations that we described. And I'm a fan of dot plots,
Yes.
more so than histograms for teaching
I
purposes.
agree.
And because, I mean, it's
agree.
case-based statistics, right?
Yeah.
So when a student goes up and puts a sticker on, usually they can attach meaning to that sticker and that number because they themselves calculated it.
Right.
And I also run another activity with pennies where I have about 1,000 of them in a bowl. That's our population, and they physically grab and take samples of pennies themselves. And so,
This
I mean,
is why Doug buys so many pennies on eBay.
yeah, I do. I buy a lot of pennies. I have a budget just for pennies. So I think, I mean, what do we want students to do? We want them to take these abstract concepts. I mean, sampling distributions are the most abstract
They are.
concept.
They are.
Who thinks about repeated sampling ever? No one. And in practice, we don't do that. I mean, if we can, we just take one single larger sample, right?
Right.
We don't take multiple smaller samples. So I think the best chance that students have to understand what's going on is to calculate the number themselves in as real and tangible a way, and then make a dot. And then those technologies that we talked about just build more dots for us.
Right. Right.
And
But they have
so-
to understand what the dot means
Exactly.
at first.
And all the time when you make dot plots from the start of the course to the end, one of the key questions is what does that dot represent?
Yeah.
Right?
I ask
What,
the same
explain
question.
that dot to me. What is that all about?
Yeah.
And so I think technology, what it buys us is the chance to build empirical distributions quickly, but also for students to connect physical to technological representations.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so then maybe histograms and things like that that get spit out of software are a little less mysterious, right? They have more meaning attached to them.
Right. Right.